What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars. You know, I know what you're thinking. Hell, I know what I'm thinking. What in the hell's all these Fords doing here? I bought this car. You know, it's kind of weird. It takes me back to my childhood a little bit. You know, I got into Mustangs because my buddies had one. And, you know, I got my buddy John coming in. He's got his little summertime Mustang we had here earlier. And then, you know, we had the Reef Blue car come in. And I always have liked GT Mustangs. I'm always a sucker for a drop top. And I saw this thing up in Rocky Top, Tennessee and had to have it. So I bought it. And it came in. And this thing literally brought me back. And I'm not talking about just the white letter tires. This thing brought me back. It has every 5-liter Mustang drawback in the world. And I love it for it. I love it for its flaws. It has underdrive pulleys. So you know what? It doesn't like to start sometimes. And if you cut this car off with the headlights on, you'll be pushing it off the next time. But that took me back. I mean, like literally driving this thing here, I felt like I was in high school again, pulling up to every red light. You're doing the whole roll the dice shifter thing, you know, making sure she's out of gear and riding the clutch and revving it up a few times, you know, just in case, like it's not fuel injected, just to make sure it's still running. This thing's got Flowmasters off-road H-pop, got a built little small block, 306, got a little rump-to-rump cam out the back, red on red tweed on the inside. And I had a blast. I really have enjoyed driving it. And like most of them here at Rabbit's Used Cars, this one's headed to her new home in Goose Creek, South Carolina. So it was short-lived, but a lot of fun. A really good friend of mine back in the day, we used to ride everywhere. The Stallion Battalion is what we used to call ourselves. I had my SN95 GT, and he had his 93 GT Mustang. There's little things about this car that take me right back to this car. And, you know, we used to ride around together sometimes, you know, like I'd be the co-pilot and he liked me because I would talk to the girls and he was the driver. So, you know, and it's just like you look at this car, like how the Mustang GT's filled in, painted in. Like I remember painting his in on his car. The underdrive pulleys. You know how many times I pushed that piece of shit Mustang off for that extra third of a horsepower we gained from those underdrive pulleys. You know, just everything about it, you know, from the short throw shifter. And this one don't have the 5-inch monster tack, which makes it extremely rare in my opinion. It brought me back to that. It brought me back to a funny story. And I actually was going to text the guy and ask him about it, but still a little bit of a sore subject even all these years later. We used to cruise around in Spartanburg, South Carolina at the Westgate Mall. That was the hangout. Like everybody that lived in Greenville, we went to Spartanburg on Friday and Saturday nights and rode around, which I never understood. And Spartanburg's right next to us here in Greenville. So we're riding up and down. There's one road that everybody cruised on. That was North Blackstock. And up and down that road. If I could have $1 for every time I rode in a Mustang up and down North Blackstock in Spartanburg, South Carolina, I probably wouldn't be here. I'd be on an island somewhere. I was riding with my buddy that particular night and his GT Mustang. We had the lights on, we're cruising around, it's dark, there's girls riding around. Yeah, a little GT Mustang, good looking car, hold its own. My buddy, he's a little rough around the edges. You know, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe him because I know he's going to end up seeing this. I'll have to describe him through a situation. We all had to go to a funeral one time. And he was like, man, I got to get clothes to wear to this thing. I'm like, well, you know, go to the mall, bud. You know, get you some slacks and dress shirt. You know, you'd be good to go. He went to the mall. And he showed up. And from a distance, it looked like he had like khaki pants on. And a button-up shirt. And then the closer I got, his khaki pants had lines running across the legs. And then the closer I got, they were kind of like made out of like swim trunk material. And he said, man, these are the best khaki pants ever. You could unzip the legs off and they turn into shorts. And he wore these to a funeral. So using that as an example, that's how my buddy was. Super good guy, heart of gold, one to hit with the ladies. But Matt, the camera guy's like, what? I don't get it. That sounds like a cool plan to me. But anyway, so we're out riding around and, you know, back then everybody smoked cigarettes. That's back when smoking was still cool. You know, we're riding around, and he always was worried about his breath because I made a bad joke one time to him about his breath. He went to the local drugstore and he found this mouthwash. And it's called like Targon, I think. But it was like the most minty, it almost smelled like the mints in the urinals. Like that smell. Like it wasn't like a good minty smell. It was like a, what did you do to make this smell, to cover that up? Smell. To cover up the cigarette smell in his breath, because he thought that was what was keeping the ladies away. So he had his bottle of Targon in the back seat, and we're riding around, got the window down, I'm hollering at girls, being me. Cruising around, little SN95 white Mustang comes rolling up. Two very attractive girls in the car. Now keep in mind, we're riding together, but my car was sitting right at the mall. So we're riding around, he's revving it up and doing Mustang guy things. Not running into crowds, but like old Mustang guy things. Revving it up, you know, knocking the shifter back and forth and giving them the look, and they're giving us the look. We pull off from the red light. Well, everybody turned around at a big shopping center. So when we hit that shopping center, I told him, I said, pull up beside him. Like, hey girl, what's going on? You wanna go riding around? Yeah, we want to do that. So I got my friends with me too. I said, just meet us back at the mall. So they followed us back to the mall. I had my SN95 sitting there. My buddy was all excited. He's over here patting me on the arm and all this stuff. And, you know, he was all excited. And I was excited too, you know. We pulled into the mall, and he pulls up next to my black 95 GT, and he goes, what do we do? I said, you follow my lead. All right. So we get out of the car, they see my convertible Mustang sitting there. His was a hardtop. The girl's like, we don't want to ride with him, we want to ride with you. So needless to say, I did what a good friend would do. I took the girls for a ride and let Keith go solo, cruising around. You know, that was sad. And matter of fact, he still gets huffy about that when I make fun of his khaki pants and the time that he got cock blocked by the old rabbit. But anyway, guys, we'll catch you next time here at Rabbit's Used Cars. Throw some beaks and claws in it, we'll make it 10. He says, what do you want? Guys, be sure to visit trailermod.com for all your trailer parts needs. Be sure to use promo code RABBIT15 for 15% off your order.